speaker is a business consultant at Tech Mahindra. She's fond of fine arts and literature and loves traveling. Every 2 weeks when I ask her if she's going to come for a meeting and wants to take up the role, she'll tell me, no, I'm in Singapore. No, I'm in Thailand. No, I'm in some other country. Her speech is titled, Nippon. Nippon, Toastmaster Zarine George.
A samurai pretends, even while starving, by holding a toothpick between his teeth. This is an ancient Japanese proverb, and it means, do not show your pain out. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a very good Women's Day evening to all of you.
Good evening.
While watching the movie Love in Tokyo as a little girl growing up in socialist India in the 90s, I was astounded, astonished and amazed at the level of development in Japan in the 60s. I had always dreamed of traveling abroad from when I was little, but Japan was beyond my wildest dreams. So it was unbelievable and unimaginable when my program manager called me and told me to apply for my Japanese visa and get there in a jiffy. I prepared for my trip with extreme excitement, exuberance and exhilaration. At last, the 19th of January 2019 dawned bright and sunny. I rushed off to the airport to board my Malaysia Airlines flight to Tokyo via Kuala Lumpur. I slept for most of the long flight. I woke up to the captain announcing that we were 10 minutes from landing at Narita International Airport and to fasten our seatbelts. I looked out of the window and was greeted by a magnificent sight. Even though it was early, the sun had risen in its full glory. It looked like a huge fiery orange ball with its orange rays stripping the sky, resembling a beautiful painting. I had reached Nippon, the land of the rising sun. I took my first step on Japanese soil. I stepped out into the icy cold Tokyo morning. I hailed a cab and was told I would be charged a whopping 25,000 yen for an hour's drive into the city. I thought I was being taken for a ride. We literally flew at 130 kilometers per hour. I enjoyed the unfolding scenery of sleek highways and flyovers. We soon reached our apartment building. I managed to traverse the many unfamiliar security contraptions in the building and at last entered my tiny box-like apartment. Tokyo, being the most expensive city in the world, even this tiny bit of space at a central location was a luxury. I discovered that doors in Japan slide sideways instead of opening out forward. The apartment was so neat you could eat off the floor. I was exhausted and soon fell into a deep, dreamless sleep. The next day, I awoke to the sight of swarms of people impeccably dressed in starched business suit striding briskly and purposefully to their workplace. Some were even running. It was my first glimpse of business-like Tokyo. After asking around a lot, I managed to reach my office on time without losing my way by changing 2 trains. I patted myself on my back for this achievement. At office, I was welcomed very warmly by a tall, fair and handsome country manager. I was privileged to be part of the first 5G implementation in the world. I found the Japanese to be as peaceful as doves and as polite as bats. They naturally form queues as straight as a ruler everywhere from stations, cash counters to even mundane washrooms. You are not allowed to speak on mobile phones in public trains. The next weekend on Saturday, I went for a Tokyo City tour. We were taken to the 40th floor of the World Trade Center building. The scene from so high above literally took my breath away. Tokyo was filled with magnificent skyscrapers, flyovers, and gardens. It was truly a sight to behold. Later, we went on an hour-long boat trip at Tokyo Bay. The buildings lining the bay were equally breathtaking. The buildings, bridges with the sun setting formed a pretty picture. I snapped away at my camera, capturing memories for posterity. Next day, I went to Hakone, a hill station on the outskirts of Tokyo. The landscape at Hakone is as different from Tokyo as chalk is to cheese. While Tokyo is filled with skyscrapers giving it an urbane, sophisticated air, Hakone was filled with nature's untouched bounty. We passed many beautiful mountains with exotic flora and fauna. We stopped to view the snow-capped Mount Fuji, the highest peak and volcano in Japan. We traveled up a mountain on a ropeway in Hakone. I returned to Tokyo by the Shinkansen, or more popularly, the bullet train. The bullet train thundered past me at the snap of my fingers with a ear-splitting sound that made me jump out of my skin. Inside the bullet train, I watched in awe as the varying landscapes whizzed by like lightning. We covered a distance of 70 kilometers in just 15 minutes. That's like traveling from Bangalore to Mandya in just 15 minutes. The next day, I returned to India with a heavy heart. Marvelous country aside, I had forged valuable close friendships. I wondered when I could return to Japan. It is expensive and out of reach for many. My Japan trip will forever be etched in my memory. I had fallen in love with the elegant, exotic, and exquisite Japan. Over to you.